So the hype has been everywhere. I don't know about you, but I got bombarded with ads for Notion out of nowhere. Since I'm always curious about productivity apps and new ways to organize, I did get curious about Notion as well. My main critique with these apps is the amount you pay versus what you get. I believe that apps that help you develop as a person or as a sole proprietor should be 100% accessible. I've made a few videos about organizing through tools like Draw.io and Excel, and I intend to make more like those, and so I decided to review Notion and see if it's worth adding it to the toolbox. So I signed up for the free trial, and I'm never a fan of the words free trial. It started with a short questionnaire about what I was going to use the app for. I answered that I was going to use it for my personal organization, and once that was finished, I opened the app and took a look around. Honestly, I had no idea what to expect, but when it opened, I was a little underwhelmed. The hype had me expected some sort of super advanced organizing software, but at first glance, it seemed to be a list with Kanban options, and I really wonder if that's worth paying for. When it's about organizing, simple is always better, so let's just make a list of things we want to organize in the app, and what better to use to make that list than the actual app. I left it for a bit and came back to it another day. I reopened the app, found my to-do list, and decided to just go from top to bottom.
The first thing I organized actually wasn't on my little list, and that was because I had no idea where to start. It just said add a page, and I didn't really know what to do with that page, with that page, what it meant, what it did.
At first I was super overwhelmed. I'm really glad I made a list of things to organize in the app, otherwise I wouldn't have known where to start. And honestly, the app made it hard not to love it. It was just so aesthetic.
Though I felt like the app was a little controlling sometimes, but that's maybe because I'm very controlling. It just didn't do what I wanted to do, so I ended up just changing the whole thing. I kind of had to let my ideas go just to see if their ideas were better, so that was a bit of a struggle.
But that's just me. I'm very stubborn about how I want things to be, so whenever I use a template, I end up stripping it completely, and then I get upset that it doesn't have any of the things that I need. So I tried to let go of my controllish nature during this process. I just wanted to make a simple bullet list or to-do list for my household, and it took a while for me to figure out how to exactly to get it the way I want it to be, without immediately stripping everything as the way I usually do. When I scrolled through the templates, I found a template called Content Calendar. And as an aspiring YouTuber, I just had to try it. And I was sold right away. It was the kind of overview I've been trying to organize in Excel and that I just so needed. I feel like I do a pretty good job in Excel. Like, I'm pretty good at organizing things in Excel. And I'm sure there are millions of YouTubers who became big, or writers or other kind of content creators that became big without an app like Notion. But it was still pretty nice and it was still pretty fun to play with it. Then, after the content calendar, I just wanted to find the best template for my coding projects. And each template came with its instructions, which was so much to digest. After about an hour of playing with it, I just decided to stop to make sure my brain wouldn't fall apart. But I was definitely impressed. It was basically what I've been doing in Excel, but it just looks much better, it's easier to overview, and it's definitely prettier. And it had some more automation that I was kind of missing in Excel. I did wonder if it also had a phone app, so I checked, and it did. And that will make it easier to keep up with it on the go. So, a few things that I loved about this experience. I love how easy it was to personalize everything. Like, that direct link to Unsplash was just being able to pick a picture and it's there and it works. No formatting, no looking for it. Like, you could use an embedded link or you could upload a picture, but it was just click, done. The aesthetic layout is so important to keep things overseeable, but good lord, you don't want to spend endless amount of time on it. I love how easy it was to find the right design for what you want to do. Like, I'd love to get to a place where I can design each page exactly to how I want it to be, but that would take an awful lot of time. And you don't want to be spending that kind of time on that. The templates, you just pick one, you fill it in, done. I think I got a decent amount organized in like half an hour. I was like, I'm glad that the whole thing is available even if you don't have the paid version. Like, I was kind of dreading organizing everything and then just finding out that I can't access it anymore because the trial expired. But the trial expired quite a while ago. I started it during the trial period, obviously. Didn't work on it for a while and everything is accessible.
So it's about half a week later after setting everything up. while recording basically. I think I finished putting everything I wanted to put into the app last night, and I'm sold. Basically what I did, I made a personal page or section, whatever you want to call it, with like a vision board and then a personal to-do list, or like a section called personal lists. And then I have a diary that I write in every day, and my physical diary is unfortunately being neglected and getting buried under a pile of blankets somewhere. And then a reading list and a skills to learn list, and everything that I had in Excel sheets in terms of the list is now moved into Notion, and well, it just looks so much better. This is just so much more aesthetic, and you can basically put it wherever you like, so to speak. And then I made a separate section for a writing project and a separate section for coding projects, but I'll probably end up deleting those because I have a habit of over-organizing and putting every single thing in like a separate section, which is not necessary. I have 2 calendars basically going. One is my content calendar, and I have another calendar for those long-term projects like coding and writing projects. So I end up moving those 2 into the long-term calendar and remove those 2 sections so to squeeze it all a little more. I managed to put in my vision board, I got my diary in there, I got everything that I basically usually do in different sheets in different books in one place. And I actually think it is going to improve my productivity significantly.
So yeah, that was my experience with Notion. Let me know what you think. Would you use an app like this? I think I'm definitely gonna use this, or at least I'm gonna put everything in and see what I default to. Like right now, I'll probably default back to my Excel sheets just out of habit. Like I had a few templates for like financial things like budget sheets and plans and all that. I don't think I'll ever move that out of my Excel sheet, but mostly because my budget sheets are just so programmed to work the way I want them to work. Honestly, very impressed and pleasantly surprised. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did, leave a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more things like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!